All right, everybody, so today is the 10th. Make sure you take your attendance quiz and open up your notebook to wherever you left off yesterday. All right, so first thing I want you to do is pause this video and figure out what would the solution to this system be. You have two tables. Identify what the solution is. All right, hopefully you were looking for a coordinate that was on both tables, that was exactly the same. That coordinate would be 1432. While this coordinate here looks close to the same, the 4s are different numbers. So this right here would be considered our solution, 14, 32. All right, so based on what we talked about yesterday, when should I use the substitution method? Well, we talked about yesterday, it's best to use substitution whenever x or y has been solved for. Whenever you have an equation where x equals something or y equals something. So whenever one equation. Okay, and it can be more than one, but at least one equation has x equals or y equals. On the other hand, when should you use elimination? Well, we want to use elimination when everything lines up and one letter eliminates. Okay? So for example, when I'm saying lined up and eliminates, if I had 1x plus 3y equals 7, then I would have negative 1x plus 8y equals 6. And that right there is everything's lined up and one of my letters eliminates. So there's two problems where explaining how to use substitution or elimination if you forgot from yesterday. All right, so today our main focus is to just practice. When should we use one method? When should we use the other? Which one's best? So that's what I'm focusing on this video. So for this first equation, I got x equals y plus 5 and x plus y equals 21. I see an x equals. As soon as I see x equals, that tells me that substitution is the best method to use. Could I use the other two methods of graphing and elimination? Yes. But in my opinion, if it's x equals, based on our rules, substitution is the best option here. So I'm going to take this y plus 5 and I'm going to substitute it in for x. So y plus 5 plus y equals 21. On the left hand side here, I got y and y. That makes 2y's plus 5 equals 21. Now let's subtract 5 from both sides. Those 5's cancel. I still have 2y. But on the right hand side, I got 21 minus 5, which is 16. Divide both sides by 2. And I'm going to get y equals 8. But in order to have a solution, I must have an x and a y. So if I know my y, I'm going to go ahead and substitute that back into my original equation. X equals y plus 5. So x equals 8 plus 5, which is 13. So my final answer is my coordinate 13, 8. Yes, you do need to make sure you write this as a coordinate because remember, a solution is the point where our lines intersect. All right, let's try this next one. Okay, I see an x equals and I see a 3x equals. Automatically, I see an x equals. That tells me substitution, probably the best method to use. So I'm going to take whatever x is equal to and I'm going to put it in that equation. So now I have 3, but instead of x, I have 2y plus 5 equals 29 minus y. Well, I got 3 and then 2y plus 5, meaning I need to distribute that 3 to what's inside to get 6y plus 15 equals 29 minus y. All right, let's add y to both sides. I'm going to get 7y plus 15 equals 29. Subtract 15 from both sides. I'm going to get 7y equals 14. Divide both sides by 7, and I'm going to get y equals 2. Well, if y equals 2, I still need to go ahead and go back and get my x. So, in my next equation, x equals 2y plus 5, I'm going to replace y with 2. So x equals 2 times 2 plus 5. 2 times 2 is 4, plus 5 equals 9. So that is what x equals. So in my final answer, it's going to be 9, 2. I strongly suggest you to pause this video, take your time through all those steps to make sure you fully understand how I got 9, 2. All right, on this next problem, I got x plus y equals 4, negative x minus 2y equals 6. I see everything's lined up, so I can go ahead and use elimination. All right, so my x's, I'm going to add those up. 1x minus 1x, those cancel. Positive y, negative 2y, that is negative y, equals 4 plus 6, which is 10. Divide both sides by negative 1, and I'm going to get y equals 10, negative 10 actually. At this point, I need to substitute that 10, negative 10 into one of those two equations to figure out what my x is. Does not matter which equation I pick as long as I pick one. I'll pick the first one. X plus y equals 4. My y is negative 10. So x minus 10 equals 4. We will add 10 to both sides and get x equals 14. So my final answer is going to be 14, negative 10. All right, looking at this, I see x's are lined up, y's are lined up, equal sign and constants are lined up. So elimination is the best method here. Now, notice when I'm looking at this, I see, well, my x's, when I add them up, they're not going to cancel. My y's are not going to cancel. And that's the thing with elimination is one letter has to cancel. So what do you do when you want to use elimination, but the letters don't eliminate like you want? Well, what you're going to have to do is make it to where one of them eliminates by multiplying the equations. And what you want to multiply by, let's say, for instance, you want to get rid of x. Well, what am I going to multiply by? I'm going to multiply by the other constant. My constant here is 6. My constant here is 2. So I'm going to multiply this first equation by 2, multiply the second equation by 6. So then both numbers are going to be the same. However, I do need one to be a negative so that way they eliminate. So I'm just going to make the bottom equation multiplying by a negative 6. And then I'm going to figure out what both these equations equal. So the top equation, 2 times 6x is 12x. 2 times 5y is 10y. And then 2 times 19 is going to be 38. The bottom equation, negative 6 times 2x is negative 12x. Negative 6 times 3y is negative 18y. Negative 6 times 5 is negative 30. All right, let's go ahead. Let's add everything up now. I see my x's now cancel. My y's make negative 8y. My constants make positive 8. Divide everything by negative 8. and I'm going to get y equals -1. That -1, I'm going to take it and plug it back into one of the two original equations. I'm going to go ahead and use the bottom one. 2x plus 3y equals 5. 2x plus 3 times -1 equals 5. 2x minus 3 equals 5. Add 3 to both sides. 2x equals 8. Divide both sides by 2, and I get x equals 4. So my final answer should be 4, -1. All right, guys, we're going to call that it for today. Go ahead now, go work on today's check for understanding. Use these notes to help you answer the questions. Practice using elimination and substitution. If you feel like you can use graphing, you are free to use graphing as well. But use one of these methods to find the answers to the questions that you guys have on there. If you have any questions, feel free to email me. I do not have tutoring today, but I will have it again tomorrow. And a reminder, you do have a quiz coming up here on Thursday. Have a great rest of your day. See you guys tomorrow.